Hi, my name is Kristin Kostecki. I'm the Vice President of Meals on Wheels of Hillsborough County. I started at Meals on Wheels after the pandemic began in the fall of 2020, and I signed up for the Business Resiliency Academy a short time after. So it really helped me to lean into the work, start to ask a lot of questions, and understand the operations of the organization. And so working for nonprofits, resiliency is sort of the fabric, it's the bedrock. You do more with less. And so in the pandemic, that was certainly evident here as well, just the ability to pivot and continue to feed people. That said, going through the Resiliency Academy and really doing some discovery with the organization, I was able to understand that we did have some vulnerabilities in terms of our vendors, the supplies that we had, and the way that we did, the way that we operated. One of the vulnerabilities that we discovered was that we have one vendor, and so if anything were to happen to that vendor, we may not be able to deliver meals. So we looked at what would happen if the vendor wasn't able to deliver. So we ordered in bulk. So we had 7,000 meals stored in a cold storage facility in Londonderry in the event that our supplier wasn't able to deliver. We were able to use some federal money that was given to nonprofits to purchase a van, a refrigerated van that would allow us to move the food ourselves should our vendor not be able to do that. We were able to purchase some freezers and fridges, which we didn't have before, in the event that we needed to store more food. So it really, the Academy really helped us to understand how we could build capacity so that we could continue to operate in this environment. I did complete a resiliency plan. It was quite robust, actually. We really dug into everything in terms of, how do our people evacuate from the sites? How do we communicate? We looked at our cyber strength. We were able to bring in some new cybersecurity and some cybersecurity training for our employees. We looked again at our vendors and diversifying our vendors. We looked at different food sources. We also looked at our internal systems, how we safeguard information, who has access to that information, how long we store that information. So it worked well because we were already evaluating our policies and procedures, so we could really look at strengthening how we manage and how we organize our data. I would say that I led the plan and involved different departments just in terms of their scope of work. Obviously, operations had a much larger role, but we involved the finance team and the development teams as well to really understand their processes and make sure that everybody understood, how we do things and why we do things, so that we could develop greater plans for resiliency. We did a really deep dive in our technology, just really understanding the systems we have, the access points, the security for those. We change passwords more often now. We have dual factor authentication now that we didn't have before. So really understanding what we had was a key part to this for us, for sure. I believe it will have a long-term effect because we were able to put some new strategies in play. We're all very excited about the new van, the refrigerated van, and what that can do for us, in terms of moving more food across larger distances safely. As it is now, we utilize a lot of coolers, which works for short-term distribution of food. But because we cover all of Hillsborough County, if we needed to move food, from the Manchester area out to the Peterborough area, we can do that much more easily now. So I'm not sure the van would have been part of our scope had I not gone through that Resiliency Academy. I would say dig in. The discovery process was very insightful, I think, for a lot of people, just to understand how we operate, how we communicate, how we safeguard, and what solutions and strategies are out there when you really look and when you really understand what your threats are and where your vulnerabilities are, it really helps you to build a stronger foundation for the organization and for the people we serve ultimately. I really got a lot out of the Resiliency Academy. I appreciated the collaboration. I appreciated learning how other small businesses were managing through the pandemic. I appreciated the different strategies that were shared, and certainly some of the things that I could employ, here at Meals on Wheels.